Alright guys, I got three battles together here, so I'm just gonna get right into it. They start with a Heatran, I start with a Mr. Mime. Now, I don't remember what I was predicting, but I switched my Mr. Mime out and went into Semi-Sage. Big mistake because ends up going for the Overheat and ends up destroying my Semi-Sage. I know Semi-Sage had a super effective move against Heatran. I was thinking Stealth Rock was coming for some reason. But I set up the Agility here while he goes for the Toxic. Don't know why he went for the Toxic, because obviously that doesn't work with Metagross, so I go for the Earthquake and take out that Heatran. Now he goes into Arcanine. Intimidate does not work thanks to Clear Body. I hit it with Earthquake. It barely survives. I have an Aqua Berry, so I wasn't worried about Flare Blitz. But he ended up going for Outrage for some reason. No idea why. But I end up taking out his Arcanine now. It goes into Dragonite. I hit it with an Ice Punch, and that pretty much ends this game. So that was pretty much Metagross sweep. Let's get on to the next battle. Alright, next battle is with another Japanese trainer here, and this guy actually ended up beating me. I've made a few bad plays in this one, but you'll see as we go through. So, he starts with Arcanine, I go for the Crobat, and both of our attacks miss. I don't remember what I went for, but he ends up switching into Frostlass now. Fearing Ice Shard, I'm going to get out of there after I Brave Bird it. So I'm going to go into my Ferrothorn once I switch Crobat out. Now, I did switch because of Ice Shard because I know I can't take physical hits well. Ice Shard would definitely break me. He ends up going for Ice Beam, though only does about a fourth of damage to my Ferrothorn. Now, I'm going to go for, I believe, the substitute because I do not fear this thing. He ends up going for Destiny Bond. I don't know why he went for that, but I set up my sub safely, so I'm capable of now attacking it anytime I want. I go for the Thunder Wave just to slow it down, but because of Ferrothorn's speed being so low, Thunder Wave doesn't always work on my side, but it's still something useful to have because it just paralyzed him this turn, allowing me to set up a curse. Now, I am fearing Destiny Bond to be used again, so I'm just going to wait for a bit. I set up a second curse. I know Ice Beam is probably the only attack. I did think Taunt was on this thing too, so I was a little afraid of that. If he taunted me, then I would have lost Ferrothorn right away, but it doesn't look like he's carrying it because he's still going for the Ice Beam. He gets a crit with Ice Beam, though it doesn't matter because I'm still capable of setting up a sub, and I Iron Head him to death. So next Pokemon he goes into is, what the hell was it? Oh, it was Arcanine again. Now, Arcanine, I'm not going to be able to beat with Ferrothorn no matter what I do, even if I were to get Parahacks. It's not going to matter. But I end up T-Waving him just so that Ferrothorn has a little going away present. He hits me with Flare Blitz, and that's going to unfortunately finish me off. And now I'm going to go into my Flygon, go for the Earthquake. I know I can outspeed it after Thunder Wave. Of course, he survives thanks to Shucca Berry and Will-O-Wisps me. So Flygon is pretty much crippled. He goes into Snorlax now. I hit it with an Earthquake. It does a pretty good amount of damage thanks to the Choice Band. Of course, it's not going to be enough. And he's going to Body Slam me while I go into Crobat and takes my Crobat out in one hit. So I go for Outrage. It's my only chance. He Body Slams me due to survival and ends up beating me. So that's the end of the second battle. Let's get on to the third. I haven't done this in a while. Alright, so third battle is yet another Japanese trainer. Of course, that's all I really run into these days. So they start with Galvantula. I start with Ferrothorn. I wasted my Ferrothorn in this battle. Completely wasted it. You'll see what I mean. But he's going to go for Bug Buzz. As you can see, that does barely anything, allowing me to set up my substitute. And now I'm going to, I believe, go for the Curse. While he continues to Bug Buzz, I guess Bug Buzz is the only attack that he has that'll hit me. Thunder, I think, would have done a little better. Maybe he doesn't have it. But anyway, he's just going to continue to... Oh, he might have choice specs or a choice scarf, too. But anyway, he's going to continue to do that. And here's where I wasted my Ferrothorn because I ended up going for a substitute when I should have went straight away for the Iron Head. Cost my Ferrothorn. All that setting up was for nothing. So, now I'm going to go into my Crobat and just Brave Bird the crap out of it. I thought it would have a Focus Sash on it at first, but turns out that it did not, so I was able to take it out in one hit. So Ferrothorn might have been able to take that thing out with little trouble at all, after at least one curse. So now he goes into Hydreigon. He's going to go for the Dragon Pulse. I'm going to hit it with a U-turn, pull Crobat out of there because I really want to save Crobat, because I did see a Chansey on his team, and I wanted to make sure I could have something that can hit it physically. Now I'm going to go for the Bug Buzz on that thing, but he ends up switching into the Chansey. I knew I was going to see it. So now I have to pull my Galvantula back. I know that either Toxic or Seismic Toss is coming because that's all Chansey's run, barring my other Chansey. But he ends up going for Toxic. Doesn't affect Crobat, of course. So I'm going to go for the U-turn now, predicting his switch, and he goes right back into the Hydreigon. But the U-turn is not strong enough to take out Hydreigon. I could have went for Brave Bird, most likely would have taken it out. But I did not want to take the risk of losing my Crobat, especially since that Chansey is still alive and my Galvantula can't touch it. So I'm going to go for Volt Switch, predicting his switch, go right back into my Crobat, and now I have to take a risk here. I went for the Super Fang, hoping that I can weaken it just enough so that I can hit that thing with a Thunder and hopefully take it out. But he ends up going for Minimize, which is a pretty gay move on his part. Unfortunately for him, it's not going to work. I take him out with a Brave Bird, and now he's going to go back into his final Pokemon, Hydreigon, which is pretty weak, but it's Choice Scarfed, because it outspeeds my Crobat. And at this point, it's all or nothing, because once Crobat goes down, all I have is Galvantula, and if Galvantula is taken down with a Dragon Pulse, it's game over. So it all came down to this next attack. He hits with Dragon Pulse, and I survive with 25 points, allowing me to get a Bug Buzz off and take the match. So I hope you enjoyed these 3 battles, guys, and I'll see you next time for my next Black and White Wi-Fi battles.